So for example, if you get a meal, you probably get paid like $6.5 grand. Trail commission is you get paid like another small percentage, 0.0015% of the loan balance of the client, of what the client has. If you move from bank A to bank B in the first 18 months, the bank will cut the commission, but they will also take back the commission they paid you. On the invoice, we call it, you'll see minus negative $6.5 grand.
Oh shit.
Now they'll take that money away from you. Going to the gym in Melbourne was hard because you can't afford a gym membership.
It would have been like maybe $15
a week back then.
Quite a
so
lot.
What I did was I still had my New South Wales license.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just moved to Melbourne. Want to suss out what all these gyms are about.
Yeah.
I'll go to any time one week. The next week I'll go to like another local gym. There was only like 4 gyms around.
You ran out.
I ran out of gym, so I did 4 weeks worth, which was better than no weeks.
Yeah.
How I saw it, but you just had to think a lot outside the box.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Rice and Mike's podcast. I'm your host, Nguyen, and today I'm joined by another Nguyen. But this time it's Michael. Michael, how are you going today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on today.
Thanks for joining me. And today we've got a little special book as well featuring in this. It's called How to Pick the Right Home Loan. So if you can guess what Michael does in the next 5 seconds, it's probably a quite obvious answer. It's kind of obvious, but there's a few things that could lead into that. You could be a real estate agent.
Yes, could be.
But Michael is a mortgage broker.
Yes. Been doing it for 8 years, almost 8 years now.
8 years.
Quite some time.
And Michael is 33.
Yeah, I'm turning 33. Yeah, turning 33.
You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
There's always been a gig you wanted to get into?
No, started young, so we'll jump into it. Back end was when I graduated uni. As all Asians, we graduated uni trying to figure out what we were trying to do. I was majoring in hospitality management.
Okay.
So I went into events. So I did an events company. We did like the Sydney Running Festival, which is the marathon as it is now. If only it was the running scene's probably as popular before.
Oh yeah, before it was cool.
Yep. Or the run club every suburb.
Yeah.
We did DEF CON, which was pretty cool. People who live in the area will know what DEF CON is.
Before it was banned.
Before it was banned, yes. Vivid. We did Vivid, the Colour Run, which was quite popular back in the day.
Is that still around?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I've been
the
out
Colour
of
Run was a big thing. I remember seeing that on stories a lot.
Centennial Park, 5Ks, they chuck paint on you.
Yeah.
And that was it. So we did a lot of, I worked in a lot of the events. And then my cousin James, he reached out to me, what was it, 23, 24. He goes, what are you doing? What's in Sydney? I was like, being young in Sydney, you always try to get ahead. But as you know, in Sydney, it is as expensive it was 5-7 years ago as it is now. So he goes, if you want a career change, let me know. I didn't have a commitment, no missus, lived at home. So I was like, you know what, let's just jump into a career change. And then I worked for his firm then. And then I was an intern in that company for about 2 years. So pretty much an assistant for the 3 senior brokers in the firm.
Yeah.
And then eventually they let me go on my own, but write my own loans afterwards.
Yeah. Is this something that you need a degree for to get into?
You need to do a certificate for.
Yeah. Does that take long?
A day.
A day?
A day?
It seems kind of broken.
Yeah. So you think it's a full degree.
Yeah.
Back in the day, from what I've been told, that you can just jump in straight in. No certification, no uni degree. As long as you know how to write a loan and structure a loan, you're good to go.
Okay. Well, we'll dive into that a little bit more in depth in a little bit. We'll start with the origin story and a bit about Michael and how he ended up there. So Michael, we did grow up in similar sort of backgrounds.
Yes.
We're both quite familiar with the area. You've done a bit of work with Diley as well.
Yes, I've done a couple of things. Last year, I think she needed some volunteers at a Perrywood and just people who are in the field, how long they've done for, and just talk to the year 12s in Perrywood. And I did that for the whole day, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just to talk to the young kids, understand that some are in it, some are not into it, but it was just makes you feel a bit old when you're in high school again, from a different circumstance point of view.
Did you feel like you inspired any of them?
To be honed, probably half.
That's better than none.
Yeah, better than zero. Yeah. Better than what I came in with.
Yeah.
There was a couple that I still talk to now, and they message me what we need to do, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
So with that there, I guess it at least you went in there with a purpose and you walked out with a reward instead of walking in there just cruising a day. But it was great that one of the girls reached out, go, hey, I want to be in finance. What do I need to do? And with me is I've always wanted to not have a platform, but a kind of a network system where we're able to share things. I feel that, and maybe you feel the same way there, Tung, is where Vietnamese people, when you do well, they like to keep it to their own. I don't
depends.
We don't like to share things publicly.
Yeah, I feel like there's some things they do share, like in terms of if someone's doing well, then they like to buy a lot of luxury goods.
Yeah.
Maybe it depends on the circle you're in.
Yes, it depends on that circle.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like if you were to go, you don't know anyone. When I was growing up, I didn't know anyone who I could reach out to. Hey, if I wanted to be a broker, how do I get there?
Yeah.
Or if I wanted to be,
a resource.
or if I want to be an engineer, you don't see a lot of, I guess, publicize a lot, if that kind of makes sense. Where, like, you know, if for example, Tung, you're an engineer and I want to be an engineer, like, Tung, how do I get there? So I wanted to do something like that, just so that at least people know where to go. Where we were growing up, is everything was learn as you go.
Well, this is going right back into the mission statement of this whole podcast.
Yes.
With all these other careers that have joined in and what they're doing now and how they got there. So yes, it does tie back to this entirely. So yes, we went meta on this episode. So you were born and raised in Marrickville.
Yes.
Not exactly the area, like in terms of what we define as the area.
Yes.
But it's basically more or less the same. You got the Marrickville pork roll, which is quite famous now.
Yeah.
It's westernized. Like a lot of people know about it now.
Marrickville has changed a lot since I've grown up. When I grew up, it wasn't how it is now. The nice area, a lot of nicer things are there now compared to where when I used to grow up, Marrickville was not as bad as the area, but it was there. You wouldn't want to walk much at night.
I always think Marrickville's a bit more, I guess they have more money than Cabra.
When I was growing up, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
Maybe now, yes. But when I was growing up in Marrickville, maybe because I grew up, well, it's Marrickville, but it's on the map, it was called as Marrickville South. So it's on the borderline of Irwood as well. Chill.
Yep.
Where I used to live on that street was a lot of housing commission.
Oh, yeah.
So where I saw was not the Marrickville people that people see when they go to the Eat Bun Kung and stuff like that, right? When we first moved there, our neighbour was an Indigenous family. And Mum was scared. Like, she was
Were they actually causing problems, or?
They were causing problems.
Yeah.
But eventually, if you leave them alone, they leave you alone. It's just the thought of being scared. That's what scared Mum.
Yeah, right. Other than that, you went to not exactly, it wasn't an Asian school. You went to Tempe High School.
Yes.
But you said it's a local, not selective.
Because I was a local kid, I got into the local stream. But
the same classes, right?
From year 7 to year 10, it is different classes.
Yeah. And
then from year 10 to year 12, it is pretty much everyone is in the same classes depending what classes they put you in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that would mean at least you're in a good cohort of students, right? Because usually if you're around selective kids, then you do better. That's the whole
yes and no
thing about it.
Yes and no. So our normal classes were like the local kids. And then the elective classes, when you do like hospitality and stuff like that, there was a mixture.
Yeah.
But if you went to the school, it was like an A side and a B side. The selective will stay with the selective crew.
Oh, yeah.
And because my year was the first year that had selective. So it was very brand new for the school. So there was a lot of Asian kids all of a sudden that came into the school, and everyone that was like either from Chester Hill, Cabramatta, everyone came.
It was a big mix, yeah.
It was a big mix. And then there was about 4 or 3 classes of selective and 2 classes of local kids. So yes, but kind of they didn't kind of get along because it was different, very dynamic. Because the local kids were, I guess, me being Vietnamese as well. You had Wogs there, Aussies there, and then luckily Tempe at that time there was not a lot of bullying, which was great. But it took some time to blend together. It wasn't like you get the traits of a good selective kid that studies. We didn't get much of that in how we felt as local kids.
But it was partly selective in your cohort.
Yeah, it was partly selective, but we didn't see
handle
them. Nah.
It was very segregated.
Yeah, it
What
was
is
to the point. It was very. If you see people in Tempe, you will say that the first from year 7 to about year 9.
Yeah.
Not a lot of selective hung out with the local kids.
It
was segregated like that. Yeah.
So it's like, what's your IQ or whatever?
Pretty
only
much
hang out with
because we
the smarter
had
kids.
local kids are gifted and talented class, and then the selective class. But luckily, maybe because I'm Asian, the other selective kids were Asian, so we kind of got along.
Yeah.
But the other kids who were a different ethnic background, it was they didn't really hang out. You see them, and that's pretty much it.
Did you push to do the selective tests or anything?
I was pushed from my parents, but didn't do very well. Didn't do very well, man.
Because that really takes me back to all the pre-uni college tutoring and all that. And my parents are pushing me to get into the two big selective schools that a lot of people try to get to if you're from the area. It would have been, was it Macquarie Fields?
I'm not familiar, man.
Man. It was like a maroon sort of logo. I'm trying to remember what it was.
There's one near Seven Hills way. I can't remember the name.
I don't know about Seven Hills. What, James Roos or something?
No, not James Roos.
top
I
school.
can't remember. It's just mind blank.
But the other one was Helston.
Park, yes.
Helston Agricultural High School.
Yeah.
And that was like considered like a pretty good school. Like, it was quite up there. I think they were like probably top 20 in New South Wales or something. And my parents are always like, you got to get into this school because you're going to do well. Because all the other kids do like really studious.
Everyone's doing well.
So they'll push you up. And I pretty much never got there. I remember I think Holston I didn't make, but there was this website. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but if you do, let me know. But there was a website where it was like you could have been a reserve for a certain school because other people might have been picked, but they went for a different school instead. So there was a reserve list, and I think I was like 41 or something. It's kind of burned in my head that I was like the specific number because my parents would be like, refresh this page and check whether you're in the.
I'm still shocked you still remember the number 41 exactly.
Yeah, well, it's scarred into my head.
There's some trauma there. There's some trauma in 41.
Like, why, you're on reserve and like, surely you got to get into this, not going to Cabra High, because in their head, Cabra High was like this drug-filled school that had people bashing each other every week, which isn't the case. It wasn't like that, but they just had this idea in their head that it was like a really bad school, which I get before then. Yeah, around their time was pretty bad, but I think it cut off at like 38 or something, or 39. I was pretty close to getting into the...
Very, very close.
I think it was Macquarie Field or something. It was like this... I'll figure out what it was, but it was somewhat close by. 20 minutes maybe. I didn't make the cut. And you know what? Maybe that did drag my grades down, being in a public school. But I think maybe that's more on me. Not me trying to put the blame on other people around me. Yeah, anyway. I feel like if I was around more selective people, then...
Look, I would say from year 10 to year 12, yes, it helps because you got other kids that are in that class that are like, man, he's really smart, eh? Yeah. You're like, I'm pulling this class down. I can't do this no more. Yeah. And then there's that drive. But from the younger years in high school is when you're young, you just want to have fun and be a popular kid, or you want to be socially accepted into that community. That's right. But it wasn't like, it was a different vibe, man. It was local kids were on a different vibe. The selective kids were on a different vibe, and it just didn't blend until like 2-3 years.
So you got the selective kids wanted to study at the library after school or something, and the local kids want to hang out. They just
sat and ate lunch and just chilled and played handball. There's nothing wrong with handball. I love handball.
Handball's great.
Handball, everyone played it in high school. Yeah. The local kids were either running amok, or number 2 was we will be playing footy.
That's it.
But then eventually then we'll play basketball, and then a lot of kids. Then that's kind of where I would say for the boys is selective boys played basketball, and you just socially all play together. Yeah. But it wasn't like you go and you say hi to them when you walk past them in school. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't like, hey, how you going? But it was more like, I know you know me.
What, a little nod
and that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, this is still quite segregated.
Yeah.
But even though you were in that sort of local group, you ended up getting into uni, right?
Yes. Didn't want to go to uni. I signed up for the day of my formal. I signed up to be a real estate agent at TAFE.
Year 12 formal.
Yeah.
Damn.
I went because I knew I was like, nah, my grades are not going to be any good. I'll just go sign up TAFE. Probably the second best thing that I could see.
So you're concerned about what you're doing in your career for year 12 formal.
Yeah.
Everyone else is concerned with who their date is.
Yeah. So in the morning, I went to TAFE Ultimo, signed up.
Yeah.
Got my paperwork done. I was like, all right, cool. At least next year, I've somewhat got a plan ahead.
That's pretty good.
And then signed up because I think, signed up. And then I think an offer came in with Western Sydney. And being the only kid in the family, it was like, mum's like, go to uni.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of like, the puppy eye look that she gave you. Like, you got to do this. I was like, oh, man. And I remember in Vietnam when I got the offer.
Yeah.
And I showed mum. And she's like, oh, that's
It's
great.
good, yeah.
And I'm like, is it? In my head, I was like, you know what? Let's just see. And then we went back home and then to Australia. And she goes, oh, you're going to go to uni.
What was the offer for?
Business and commerce.
Business commerce.
Business and commerce. But it was more of like you do the courses at the UWS college.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of like UTS has that, what's that program?
UTS InSearch.
Yeah, it's very similar to that program.
I had the exact same thing because my ATAL was terrible.
Yes.
And that was the only offer I had.
Yes.
Which it wasn't like, how do I word this? It wasn't the worst thing where they thought it was a drop kick, but it was more like you're kind of there.
It's like we see potential.
Yeah.
We see potential in you.
You're not a total drop kick.
Yes.
But at least you're trying if you're doing this.
Exactly. So got that offer and then I was like, just do it for mum.
Yeah.
Do it for your family, do it for the parents.
Yeah.
Just to get it. As any Asian kid, we all grown up. It's like uni is the top creme de la creme was the thing. Yeah. It wasn't like you had other options available.
TAFE was never an option.
TAFE was not an option.
You did TAFE, that's when they thought you were dropkick.
Yeah,
like, you can't do a trade, man.
It's like the look they give you was not the same look anymore. It was a side-eye look or something like that. So I did that. And then my first year I went in Quakers Hill.
Oh, you were at the Narimba.
I went to the Narimba campus.
I was there as well.
I went to the Narimba campus.
It was so bad, man. It's so bad.
When I lived in Marrickville, man, it was a long train ride. It was an hour and 20-ish minutes. So 9 o'clock start, I have to be up by 6:30.
Oh, yuck.
Because you have to walk to the train station, catch the train, catch the connecting train to the next.
It would have been like on the power line.
Yeah, so I had to go to Redfern, then all the way to Quakers Hill.
Yuck.
And all the good thing was, at least I went there, learned, and then met friends that I'm still with today, which is awesome. But it was definitely hard. Yakka, man, did not enjoy that train ride.
The vibe in the whole college is not like uni. I don't know if you had the same.
100%.
There was some people there that just kind of did it. And then they were like talking back to the teachers and stuff.
Felt like high school again almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Felt like high school again.
What are you doing here, man? No one's forcing you to come here.
Because we had me and my mates, we had kind of like a shock when we went from first year in Narimba campus to second year in Para.
Yeah.
We're like, this is not how it was when we were first year. This is different, man.
Not everyone's a drop kick.
Yeah, like everyone at least is not, I wouldn't say nice, but they seem genuinely nice.
Yeah.
And there's none of that back chatting.
Yeah, like, why are you doing that?
If you come to study, you come to study. If not, just don't come at all.
Yeah.
But did that and then and then finally graduated
from Parramatta.
From Parramatta, yes.
What year was it?
Wow, 2014, I think.
2014. Damn, I would have just graduated high school.
Because I graduated high school in 2010.
Yeah.
And then 11 would have been first year because remember I only did 3 subjects for a semester.
Oh, okay.
So it took me back a term.
Yeah.
And then because I failed stats, I
shit.
had to wait another semester.
Oh, man.
And then I think stats these days still give people nightmares.
I still remember all that, man.
Yes.
Not the content, but I just remember the trauma it gave me.
Yeah.
It was a bad unit.
I failed the first year. I was like, I see why people hate stats.
Yeah.
And then my last year final semester, I was like, I cannot fail this. This is not taking me back. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then
the worst campus.
It makes sense when you study in time, do your assignments in time, it all adds up.
Yeah.
I remember going to the open book exam. I bought everything, man. I bought like my life with me.
Oh, it's open book.
Yeah,
Oh, they give you a cheat sheet, right?
They allowed you to bring
A4.
No, for that time when I did it, allowed you to bring your textbook and everything.
Oh.
So I bought like my textbook and like it was this thick of folder notes. I just bought it in. I'm like, I don't care if anyone's laughing at me. I just don't want to stay back at uni for another semester.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at my mark, I'm like, oh, it makes sense when you study.
Oh, so it wasn't just a pass.
It wasn't just a pass. Everything else was a pass except for stats. Everything was a pass.
It wasn't. So you didn't graduate with honors. It was just the.
Nah, it was just got the degree.
Yeah, same as me. Doesn't matter.
No
one checks.
No one checks.
Matter,
when you go to a job interview, they don't
yeah.
check. Maybe when you do those internships, maybe.
Graduate programs.
Yeah,
That's the only time they would really look at your marks.
Yeah.
After that, doesn't matter.
You're good to go.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's pretty much who can sell themselves the best.
I hated that trauma of applying for jobs after graduating uni.
Oh,
it was rough.
Tough, man.
Because everyone else has a degree. What makes you different?
Exactly. That's exactly
the only thing really is like marks. Or
or what experience you have. But then when you're young, they're not going to hire you because I'm like, you want me to have experience, but you're not hiring me, so I want to gain experience.
Well, my only experience is, I don't know, me working at fast food, some shop nearby.
your casual retail job or a fast food joint that you worked at. But yeah, luckily, I did the internship during uni. Then I just got to the full-time job right after.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good.
That was straight into the mortgage broking?
No, straight into the events industry.
Oh, the events, yes.
Yeah.
And you were in there for how long?
I was in there for about 2 and a bit years.
2 and a bit years. Yeah. So I see 2017, that's when you made the shift.
Yes.
And at that stage when you first started being a broker, like as an apprentice.
Yep.
Is that really a thing?
Not really a thing, but you should do it. Would highly recommend if you want to start as a broker, become an apprentice.
So is that actually a legit thing?
So the rules behind mortgage broker is when you first start for your first 2 years without any banking experience, you need to have a mentor.
Is that
a mentor is like pretty much someone who oversees what you do on a day-to-day basis.
So that's a rule. Like
that's the rule. That's the regulator. That's the regulator to be a full broker.
Oh, it's actually regulated.
Yeah. So the first 2 years.
So there's a law behind it.
Yeah. So the first 2 years, or when you sign up to a company to allow you to write these loans, they need you to have a mentor, and you need to have a letter, all that done to show them before they even approve you.
Yeah.
Everything else. So the first 2 years, they will teach you how to write a loan, how to structure a loan. And everything that you kind of need to know.
Yeah.
Because there's so many connecting things in writing a loan that it just flips your mind when you first start.
I thought it was a lot simpler in my head. Because I think of mortgage brokers, there's so many, right? And they're kind of in my head like a search aggregator. It's like when you type in Google shopping, I wanna buy a camera or something. You type in the model, like a Sony camera.
Comes up.
And then you just have a bunch and you're like, all right, so this is effectively a mortgage broker. Or like when you punch in your electricity bill on that government site, you upload it and then it gives you all those other rates and stuff.
Yes.
Is it as simple as that in my head? That
from a consumer point of view, yes. Yeah. That's how you would see it, and that's how I thought of it when I first came into the industry. But when you are in it, it is like if you know banking, very brand new, then you need a lot of work, like mentors, shadowing people.
Yeah.
It's not a job where you can start off remotely, I don't think. You pretty much need to physically sit there and see how that broker works, because you'll pick up certain things, how they do things, and you go, why did he do that? Or why did she did that?
Yeah.
So it's not, from the outside, it looks like, if you go to Cabramatta, there's like 20 brokers on John Street.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone's the same. Everyone does the same thing. But to get there is quite a long journey, especially now. Before it was a lot easier. Like you didn't need it or accreditation or need a mentor or something like that along those lines. But now they've kind of tried to get rid of the cowboys just to make it is not as a dodgy industry to a degree.
So why are there so many? I don't know if you know the answer to this, but why are there so many?
I really don't know. I think number one, it pays you well.
Yeah.
Because as a broker, you get paid in 2 different types of commission.
That was going to be my other question. Where's the money coming from?
Commission number one is upfront commission, where you get paid a percentage on the loan that you write.
Like the amount?
Yeah,
so
the
it's
amount.
Like 1 mil.
So 1 mil, you get, I think the number's like 0.065%.
What's that? 650?
0.0, something like that.
Doesn't seem like a lot though.
When you write $1 million loan, yeah, you get good pay.
But like 650, I mean, that's like
one
person.
For example, if you get a meal, you probably get paid like $6,500.
Oh, $6,500.
$6,500.
Wow.
Roughly, give or take, right?
Yeah.
And then the other commission is the trail commission.
Yes.
You probably hear a lot of people talk about. Yeah.
But what does that mean?
So trail commission is you get paid like another small percentage, 0.0015% of the loan balance of the client, of what the client has.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, you've got a home loan there, Tung. Your home loan, we wrote the loan for you, and it's at $900,000 now. Every month, the bank will pay me that commission.
Oh, a tiny bit out of it.
Yeah. It doesn't come out of your pocket or anyone's pocket. It just comes out from the bank's pocket.
From the bank, yeah.
The reason why they pay that is because they're still with the bank that you've recommended to the client. So you're kind of like, for staying with the bank, we'll pay you an incentive.
Yeah.
And if they leave, then we stop.
But what if you refinance?
So now this is where the broking industry is very cutthroat. The broking industry is very cutthroat, as in if you refinance, which is awesome, we need to refinance if you can get a better rate. But from a payment point of view is if you move from bank A to bank B, in the first 18 months, the bank will cut the commission, but they will also take back the commission they paid you.
So the $6,500, they'll take it all back?
Yeah. So your next pay cycle, you'll see on the invoice, we call it, you'll see minus negative $6,500.
Oh shit!
So they'll take that money away from you.
But does that happen often?
Sometimes it does. So they call it, in terms, we call that clawback. Yeah. So in the first 18 months, if you wrote, so say we recommended you CBA tool. Okay. You're there, 12 months you refinance because your cousin is now a broker. Right?
Yes.
So you moved to St. George. So that $6,500 I made from you, St. George took that money back.
Oh shit!
So that's where the industry is very cutthroat. It is good in a bad way because the banks see it as you can turn over so much money by refinancing the same person the next day, pretty much. Yeah. But that kind of stops people from moving so quickly. But the cutthroat is you made $6,500 for 3 months' work, and the bank's taking it because Tung went to a different bank. Because it's not like you wanted to go; it's just that
it was better, right?
Yeah. Right? And sometimes with the better rate, you sometimes just can't compete with another bank, for example, right? So so the next cycle you get paid, they take $6,500 away.
Can't I refinance using you again?
You can. So I'm lucky enough that I haven't had a lot of clawbacks. Yeah. Or the clawbacks that have happened, I've kind of like in my head, I'm like, I think I want a copper L for this one. You just kind of know it when you do it for so long. Yeah. It's we call them rate chasers. They always chase the best interest rate.
Well, isn't that what you should be doing?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. But sometimes people they like what you do from a service point of view. Some customers actually are loyal because the rate that you probably get is 0.05% cheaper down the road. But from their side is, I rather still work with Michael or someone else because they answer my emails every day. So sometimes it is a customer service point of view, but then sometimes you get people who just want a better rate sometimes. And you'll be funny to hear this is even though you tell people, even though I tell my customers, let's move. They go, no, we're happy. We're just too lazy to change our banking.
That's the lazy tax, is what they call it. And that happens everywhere. Like, for example, your bills, internet, whatever, whatnot. It could be phone. So there's definitely that aspect for mortgages as well. Yes,
it's that cycle where people go, I'm happy with CBA because everything's there. I can't be bothered. I'm only saving, $100 a month. But for some people, $100 is a lot of money. Yeah. So it's but going back to the clawback, they will. So if you don't refinance with me, they'll take my money. Yeah. And then they will, whoever the next person does it, they get that money. But then if you leave that person, your cousin will lose the money. Yeah. And then the next person will get paid.
If I cut out the mortgage broker, does that mean I get a better rate? If I just go direct to CBA and be like, get me a better rate?
I would say we pretty much get the same rate.
So what is the purpose then of the mortgage broker if it's the same rate?
For example, you go to CBA tool, then CBA can only give you their product. Yeah. Right? Where if you go to a broker, we can give you CBA's product plus other 30 banks' products.
And then are you pitting them against each other or something?
You sometimes do. So you kind of go, hey, CBA, ANZ's offering him 5%. Can you do any better? They'll go, no. I'm like, cool, we'll say ANZ. Or sometimes can you waive a certain fee for them? And then you go, yeah, we'll do the business today. Banks have appetites every quarter.
Is it because of like bonus schemes or something?
Bonus schemes, I really don't know what the methodology behind that, but sometimes we'll do the same business in March. They'll get, for example, 5.1.
Okay.
But then we might do the business in July. They might get 5%. They might shade an extra 0.1 off. Maybe because they are chasing KPIs that month. They had a quiet quarter, right? So it's don't know what the understanding. Sometimes they just want to get more business in that sense. But from a broker's point of view, is our job is more of yes, we want to give you the best rate, but we're providing you a solution. Not everyone comes in with the same portfolio. So for example, self-employed, if you only got 1 year of self-employed, CBA needs you to have 2 years of self-employed. So then you would need to know which bank to go to.
Yeah.
If you were working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, you don't have the time to go to bank A, bank B, bank C. You can do it online, which helps. But then if you go to a broker, they'll go, well, there's going to be 5 banks that can help you because of X, Y, and Z. And here are their rates. What do you want to do? If you're talking about your normal days, you've got a large deposit, money is not a problem, then sometimes, look, go to a bank. If you've got that time and effort to go into a bank. But as you can see, slowly now, a lot of them are closing their branches as well.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Going a lot of online only.
A lot of online only.
Just ATMs.
Yeah. People still want to, I think sometimes people want to talk to a person as well. So that's where we come in from a customer service point of view.
Yeah.
But I think we just provide you a solution and someone you can actually talk to, because we don't get paid on a salary. Our salaries are all commission only. So
there's no base salary?
For some companies, if you work for yourself, it's mainly commissions only.
So the company you're with now, that's your business? That's
me and my business partner's business. That's our business. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
We don't take a salary. We don't. It's all commission only.
So have you had moments or quarters, months, time periods where it has been pretty 100%.
Quiet? There's like,
how are you gonna?
I'll be like, sorry, babe, we're not gonna go out and eat. We just tuna rice for this month.
That's rough.
Yeah, at the start of when I first started, I was struggling. I never understood how people would maximize their credit card until I was in that position.
Oh,
as Apprentice, you don't get paid much, as you probably know.
Let's go back to that. To where you started. So you started as the Apprentice, getting 400 to 500 a week.
Yes.
Is that legal? Is that cash in hand?
It was. They paid me as a sole trader.
Yeah.
So I was a contractor.
Oh, so that means no super,
no sick leave.
Yeah.
So
none of that.
Started that, and then plus I moved to Melbourne. And I had to pay rent. Rent was $200 a week.
I assume you
I was room sharing, right? Yeah. So I was there for 300. I was like, what do you do with 300? You can't go out.
300 a week, and then you got petrol. Did you have a car?
And luckily enough, I was. My cousin's office was at home. Yeah. So we worked from home, and I'll eat lunch and dinner there as well. So he fed me, right, which was awesome.
Kept you going.
Kept me on my feet.
Yeah.
But the first 2 years, it was a grind. Like, you would think, and this probably helped with budgeting, but you would understand, okay, I would go to shop like Woolies late night to get that roast chicken at half price.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Yeah. Or you'll buy something that's got the yellow sticker on that's on special that's going to expire.
Reduced to clear.
That's going to expire today. And you're just going to make it work. Like you have to think outside the box how to eat. And then you'll go to like the Asian, because I was staying with like Chinese people and they weren't very sharing of stuff. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll go buy rice, takeaway rice, which is like $2, and I'll split that into like 3 days worth, and then you just add a lot of greens and whatever meat was on special, you just pump it, and you make it work. Going to the gym in Melbourne was hard because you can't afford a gym membership.
It would have been like maybe $15
a week back then.
Quite a
lot.
So
what I did was I still had my New South Wales license.
Yeah.
So back then I know that gyms will give you a week trial.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I just moved to Melbourne, want to suss out what all these gyms are about. Yeah. So I'll go to any time 1 week. The next week I'll go to like another local gym. There was only like 4 gyms around.
You ran out.
I ran out of gyms. So I did 4 weeks worth, which was better than no weeks.
Yeah.
How I saw it. But you just had to think a lot outside the box.
What happened? What happened when you ran out of
And
gyms?
you just work out at home.
You just bought some dumbbells
but then
on Marketplace.
Yeah, this was Gumtree was around more.
Gumtree, yeah.
Gumtree was more
yeah.
popular around there. So like everything I bought was on Gumtree. And then you like the first 2 years was the biggest grind. It was a dark time to think back.
Yeah.
What I do now and how I eat now is fine. But it was struggle, man. Like when my cousin fed me, it was like, you want to be nice to say no, but you're really hungry, so you gotta eat. You know how like we've been taught to go, like when someone brings you food over, it's okay, stuff like that. I was like, man, you just want to eat. That was a big struggle, and then like I had car, and I was going back to the credit card. I had to pay stuff on my credit card.
They approved you for a credit card.
I had the credit card before, and then I was like, man, in my head, I was like, I'll never maximize my credit card. I'll never do that.
What was the limit on that?
Limit was like $5,000.
$5,000, yeah.
Right? And I was like, I'll never be that person to maximize my credit card, have credit card debt. And then because I went over, there was a lot of new expenses I had to pay, like new laptop, car stuff that break down. You just have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, damn, I'm going to maximize my credit card. So then I started selling my old stuff. Like stuff that I bought with me from Sydney down.
That's when you know it's really struggle.
I was a big sneakerhead, so I had a few of my collections.
Oh, okay.
So I sold some of that.
What did you have?
I had my Jordan 5s, the grapes.
I asked that like I know some.
So I had all my Jordans that I got rid of, some of them.
But some people might know, so if
you're a sneakerhead,
feel free to list them out.
Jordan 5 grapes, they're known for being on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air TV show. For them.
Yep.
I had a pair of Jordan 4s and all the other sneakers that I had, I bought with me to wear because I thought I'll be going out. Yeah. But really, I just stayed home. So I sold some of that. And then I remember my first purchase for Christmas when I got the bonus at my old company. I bought these Bang & Olufsen headphones. B&O's Bang & Olufsen. Not sure if you heard of that brand. No. But they had like lamb leather on them. It was real comfortable, man. And I bought them for like $600. It was my Christmas gift to me. Yeah. And then I had them. I'm like, I'm wearing a normal headset every day because you got to answer phone calls. I don't need these. And you know, when you're tight on cash, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. Got rid of them, and then eventually, from that 2-year mark, I wrote my first loan. And you just go from singing to like just dog paddling in the water. Yeah. And then it just dominoed from there.
How long does it take to get from someone coming into the door and saying, I want to get a loan, to you providing that loan to them?
So let's say if someone doesn't have a contract, so they haven't bought or found anything yet, that person could be a client for like a year or two.
Yeah, so take a while.
So you probably hear the word pre-approval.
Pre-approval, yep.
Yeah, so pre-approval is getting the bank to conditionally approve you, subject on you buying a place. Yep. So that pre-approval, a person can waste your time and get a pre-approval and not go ahead and go with a different bank or a different broker. Yeah. That's fine. That's just the nature of the business. Yeah. But sometimes that person can be a client with you from the next year or two because they haven't found anything.
Yeah, that's how it is.
That's just how it is.
It's a tough market.
People these days can understand the market is very tough. Yeah. And it hasn't changed. The market hasn't changed. It's just tougher. So if you want to buy, don't think, just do it. Make sure it ticks your lifestyle box. And you can afford it.
You're going to have to compromise on some things.
100%.
We actually did put money down for a place. Yeah. Pretty recently. I would say pretty recently. But because the land registration's a bit later, we don't have to get the pre-approval yet. Just yet. So maybe I'll go to you. And
Let
you can
know.
Yeah. We'll see how we go.
But yeah, like that client could be like, I had a client that I started with pre-approval like in 24 and she just found a place last month. So it was like almost 2-year journey with her. So like at the start it's client, and then afterwards it's kind of like you know that person because they talk to you on a regular basis. Yeah. And then like it could be a year or two, or it could be a week.
But what do they need to chat about regularly? Because in my head it's more I'll reach out and then you'll be like, oh, they'll give you $1 million, for example.
Yes.
And then they'll look around for something in that mark, and then eventually when the pre-approval expires, I'll come back to you.
Yeah. So they like to pick your brain on, is it a good idea to buy, or where should I buy? Is this place a good purchase?
Oh, that's tough. You can't.
And then
can you really give advice?
Yeah,
on that?
from us, because I was technically brokers are not supposed to give advice, financial advice, that is, right?
Yes.
And when someone buys a place to live in, it is very subjective.
Yes.
Because I might like that kitchen, but you might like that kitchen.
That's right.
I want a driveway. You don't need a car, so you don't need a driveway.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. And I always tell them, is this what you want? Is this what you want? I always go, is the kitchen what you want? Is the location what you want?
Yeah.
Make sure you got at least 80% of the things you want ticked off. The 20% you have to compromise because budget, location, wherever the case may be. But they'll just constantly ask you, especially if it's a place to live in or even investment. Investment is where they really, really want to pick your brain.
Yeah.
People think that brokers are in the real estate game. We're really not. Yes, there are. You have somewhat of an understanding because you do it day in, day out, and you see all these properties. But we don't go out there and research where people should
the
buy.
Growth and all that. Yeah.
Like where people should buy. Like I can go to you should buy in Perth because my client bought there 4 years ago. He bought it for 600. We did the refinance. Now it's $1 million, so it makes sense.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
So people think that we go out there and do research on where to buy.
Yeah.
We only go, this is just my personal view, but I do enough just so I understand. But if you're asking is there going to be infrastructure being built there? To be honest, I really would not know. I can look into it for you if you want, right?
That's more of an extracurricular thing.
Exactly right. So it's more like on my spare time that I want to do.
Yeah.
But investment, like I always believe that there's always somewhere out there who's going to be good at what they do. Let them do what they're good at. There's going to be like your real estate agents, your buyer's agent that are more focused on their energy in doing that, in finding the right location for you, writing the budget for you and stuff like that, where we will understand how to structure your loan properly so that you can buy one, or if the next 5 years is to buy another one, then they're structured in a way where 5 years time you can buy another one.
Yeah.
But people think, should I buy in Cabra? I'm like, no.
If you can afford it.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm like, should I buy in Cabra? I'll be like, if I had the money, no.
Oh, really? Even still?
I don't think Sydney's a worth market to invest in.
Oh, well, not to invest in.
Yeah.
But I guess because a lot of my family's here, so.
Yeah. So for you, it's like probably a different.
PPOR.
Yeah.
Primary place of residence.
So it is a different aspect there. But if you're going from an investment point of view, if you have cash, then maybe.
Yeah.
Because there's always potential to duplex, granny flats. There's probably a granny flat in every house in Cabra these days, almost, if not that. But there's always other places. But when people invest, they get clogged in seeing the house.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to touch it, see it, drive past it. But why?
To know that it's real.
But the investment is just supposed to make you money.
Yeah.
But why do you need to see the house?
Because it could not be real. It could be a scam. There's actually a thing.
It is true. It is true.
I know for investors in Vietnam, there's a few scams of that.
In Vietnam, I've heard of that too, yes.
So the scam is you'd have these real estate agents in Vietnam sell you these investment properties and they'll give you the deed of the land, but the actual fact is they've sold the same deed to like
10,000 people,
10 other people, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, I've seen and heard of it.
Yeah.
But I feel in Australia it's very hard to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's listings, there's ads, you go through an agent and go through all of that. Because the bank can't approve you unless it's not real.
Yeah.
Right? So I always tell people, like, if you're gonna invest, don't think too much if it's gonna be at arm's reach distance.
Yeah.
Because I've got people that I want to buy in Sydney. I'm like, okay, if you want to spend 1.5, you know that you can buy at least one or even two properties in Melbourne, Perth, or in Brisbane.
Are you talking about people buying to invest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to buy to live in, fine. Because you want to be close to family, the location.
Yeah, obviously, your work's here.
Exactly right. Exactly right. But you're going to do investing, then think of it as, how is it going to make me money? If it doesn't make me money, then it doesn't make sense. Just to go back to home loan journey, it's it could be very long, it could be very short, just depending if people find something or not.
Depends. And buying interstate is a trend that I've been seeing very recently.
Yes.
It's very popular to buy in Queensland and I think maybe Adelaide, not so much Melbourne, because I think there was some law that kicked
The
in.
land tax is not fun at the moment with them.
What's that? What is it?
I can't think on top of my head. But the land tax is increased a lot more compared to a lot of other states.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So when you're investing, you have to pay tax, and no one likes paying tax.
Of course.
So they increase, and their rental regulations have also changed a bit as well. It's changed overall in all Australia, but Melbourne's probably a bit harsher for the landlord. Yes, it does. It's good for the tenants because you guys can't just get kicked out. But also when you get the bad tenants, it's very hard to kick them out technically.
Okay, so both ways. Yeah.
Good and bad. But I think Melbourne is still affordable.
But you wouldn't say it's you can't comment on whether it's a worthwhile investment.
Yes,
just that it's an option.
I haven't dipped my feet into Melbourne yet.
Yeah.
Me and my partner, we just bought in Perth.
Yeah. Okay.
And that just settled last month, which is awesome.
Nice.
But Perth is the market because now when you go to buy to invest, sorry to blab on here, Tong, but you got to think about all the migration as well.
Yes, that's what all my mates been saying.
Yeah,
because I think they're having the Olympics or something.
That's in Brizzy.
Oh, sorry. Perth is. I'm getting my geography wrong. WA, right?
WA, yeah. First in WA, yeah.
Okay. That's where all the mining and
the
stuff.
fly in, fly out workers. Yeah, the fly in, fly out workers and migrants. They'll come to, I guess, less density city because it is. I don't know. I'm just thinking that it's better for their visa to get approved.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. But yeah, like Sydney is so damn so expensive that if you want to buy something for $1 million in Sydney, you're not going to get much compared to like in Perth or in Melbourne or other cities.
Dollar to value ratio
is a lot different.
That's where it changes.
Yeah.
How does that work if you're getting a loan for yourself? Are you just getting the direct cash back?
The commission?
Yeah.
So some banks only a few banks allow us to write our own loans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which was interesting, right? I'm like, I write loans for like people day in, day out. Why can't I write my own?
Yeah.
But only some banks allow you to do that.
Why is that?
I think it comes from maybe because you know what you're doing. You can provide them the right paperwork to get it done.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't want that maybe conflict of interest, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story, but when I have to write my own loan, I have to send my paperwork to my business partner and he writes that loan for me.
So he'll get the commission?
So he'll get the commission. That's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can't just take the cash back yourself?
No. So when I write his loan, I take his commission. And then when he writes mine, he gets the commission.
Oh, so that's the trade you do?
Yeah, that's the trade that we do off, yeah.
Okay. So it's a trade. But I actually want to talk a bit more about your early career when you were still struggling and stuff with the quite low pay. Were you on that weekly $400-500 for the 2 years, or did it ever increase?
Year and a half, and then it increased by a bit, like a little bit. Like I'll get like an extra $100-200 when he got paid, when my directors got paid, because they probably wrote a lot of bonuses or a lot of loans, and they'll give me a little bit. But yeah, it was up to $500 a week, and then you just gotta make do what you gotta do.
Because I'm pretty sure that's under minimum wage, no?
Definitely. It was kind of like an agreement for you to come in and learn and we pay you as well. Right?
So
it wasn't...
It's kind of like an internship.
Yeah, kind of like that.
But at least you're getting paid for it.
Because technically there isn't like an apprenticeship program for brokers.
Yeah.
So they kind of took me on and see how... Like they were I'll say they were testing me.
Okay.
Yeah, like how can we break you, right? And I was like, you know what? You can try, but and the first 6 months I want to go back home.
Was it that hard?
Yeah.
What was happening?
Because my director at that time, and he is a tough boss, but fair. He is so switched on that I thought I was switched on.
Yeah.
Then I met him, how he worked. I was like, man, I am not smart at all, eh? I'm like... way on the bottom of the spectrum.
He's the selective kid.
Yeah, he's not an emotional guy. It's all facts to him. When he talks to customers, he's like very emotional, that customer service point of view.
Yeah.
But when it's all work, it's either very task orientated. So every day you'll have a sheet of what he needs to do, what's a priority, what's urgent priority, medium, or low.
Yeah.
So he prioritizes that
Yeah.
straight away. And the way he moves, when I was just shadowing him, the way he was moving his mouse keyboard, I was like, it's like I'm in the Matrix. I'm lost. I don't know what to take, the red or the blue. I'm lost.
He's too quick.
He's too quick.
Yeah.
And he just, because before he opened the company, he was a one-man band. And this is a story that I've been told, but he locked himself in the caravan and just used to write loans from 9 till 7 at night.
In a caravan?
Yeah, so he lived in Queensland Regional.
Yeah.
So his house was at the front and had the caravan in the backyard.
Yeah.
And sat there. And this one, the fax machines were still going on.
Oh my God.
So he would just sit there and just pump it through the fax machine. But he got to that level where he got, and when I watched him work and how to read a payslip or how to read financials, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not sure if you've seen the movie Limitless.
Where he takes the pill and then he uses 100% of his brain.
That's his head.
Yeah.
That's how quick he runs his head. Like, I'll answer one question, but he's probably like 3 or 4 steps ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I had to catch up to him. And the only way to catch up is you just got to sit there and work and understand. And eventually, by like my 3rd year, I got there where I lost a bit of my emotional side, where I wasn't
wait, that's kind of a bad thing.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of a bad thing.
Yeah.
Where I lost, it was all like facts, figures, work. Like, if it doesn't make sense, then something's wrong. And I lost a bit of like, I could see it on my customer service point of view, where I was like being very blunt, and that wasn't very me.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of like you get lost in the sauce, right? You're just there. And then I had to take a step back. I'm like, I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, who the F are you to talk to people like this? What's wrong with you? And it was like a big reality check. And I was like, no, you can't do this. Because I saw how good he worked, but he had a bad relationship with other people. And not sure if that work was the case or not. But I could say that if you start being human again, then you just kind of stop that emotional aspect with other people, interacting with other people. There's no empathy or sympathy to people. But it was tough the year and a half. Like, the hours was like 8 to 8.
Fuck, 12 hours.
12-hour grind.
What's the hourly rate for that?
It was barely an hourly rate.
100, so it would have been like 100 a day.
Yeah.
Between 5 days, 100.
Let's call it like, it was like $8 an hour.
Hours.
Something like that.
That's effectively what apprentices get anyway for tradies, right?
Yeah. But I would say is the best thing I went through.
Yeah.
After like you sit back and you reflect, I think that if you really want to be good at what you do, you have to like eat and sleep it.
Yeah.
Like deep dive in it, like get lost in it.
Wait, is this guy still around?
He's still around.
Yeah.
He's so he went on, created his like a CRM for brokers. So pretty much like a platform for brokers to use.
Yep.
Sold it, made good coin, I'm assuming, and doesn't work as hard. And he's only 45.
He's 45. Yeah, I've been thinking this guy was like this.
No, he's 40. So I'll say mid-40s.
Yeah.
Semi-retired. He had a year off. I spoke to him recently. He had a year off. Took the family to America on a caravan and just drove around the country.
That's the dream, man. To retire early or just work part-time.
Yeah, and he got in the car, drove the kids around. He's got 3 kids. So he didn't spend all them that time when they were younger. So he's trying to catch up with them now. But he's only 45. So
he's not much older than us.
Yeah, exactly right. So you're sitting there thinking like, this guy's working this hard to get there.
Yeah.
And then you're like, damn, I got to work harder. So you're sitting there trying to understand his methodology and get to where he's at. And that was, I always thought I was always the smartest kid in the building. Like I was that confident. But then going to mortgage industry, I was like, nah, you're way on the bottom. You're a small fish in the ocean, man.
And that's good advice. You actually don't want to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
You want to be the dumbest guy because that makes you want to learn from these people.
I think anywhere you go, this is for probably young people who are listening, is just be a sponge. Soak it in. You know how the sponge, there's one side, there's a sponge, there's a scrub.
Yeah.
Just be the sponge. Don't scrub yet. Just be the sponge. Like we both enjoy Japan culture, and you see people who do sushi. stuck a year or two just doing the rice.
Yeah, they do that craft since like 16 or something, and then they end up.
Yeah, they don't even get to cut the fish. They just do the rice every day for the next how long it may take.
Yeah.
But like people want to just always be fast forward, be ready to go.
Yeah.
Or
When does the money come in?
yeah, when does money come in? But I can say that my first, like that dark period, it was a big grind, man. Like I've never struggled, and you can't, because my mum and dad thought that I was going there, my cousin's going to help me set up, do really well, and then you can't go back home and reflect that to them because you still want to show that you're going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
So I never told them that to this day. Never told them that like I struggled. Maybe because I'm not good at expressing myself to my mum and dad, but didn't have the heart to tell them that I'm struggling. Yeah. But now it's okay because you kind of look after them in some way. But that was, like I said, after the first 6 months, I want to pack my bag, get in my car, and just drive back home.
Get back into the old industry you're in.
Yeah, I was like, no, go back home, be comfortable.
Yeah.
At least I got a roof over my head. I don't have to worry about bills. Yeah. And I was like, you know what, just grind it out again for the next 6 months. And then I was learning really quickly. And I could see I was a bit of a difference when I went into like these new brokers, seminars or webinars that where everyone just collaborates. And I could see that these guys are not on my level yet. They're still at like, they say for example, they're still at level 5.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, okay, at least I'm on level 8. But I've only been in the industry for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And they were working at a bank already.
So they had prior experience.
Yeah, because working at a bank is you only follow one system.
Yeah. They've got
Where
their
you,
own
as
way.
a broker, you have to learn policy from CBA, ANZ, all the other 30 lenders that you have to think about.
Yeah.
And learning as an apprentice and working with 3 other brokers, I had to understand to do everything. And because we have an offshore team in the Philippines, and I was training them because they were scared of the Aussie stuff. Because from what we were told, that the Philippine culture of working is they're scared to say no to you.
Yes, I think I've heard this before.
Yeah, where they'll say yes to everything, but the task doesn't get done. You're like, why? You go, because we don't know how to do it. I'm like, well, just tell me. So I was kind of the middleman between the Aussie brokers and the Filipino stuff.
Yeah.
So I learned the back end and the front end. So when I'm doing my work now, when there's an issue somewhere, I have an idea where you went wrong. Where some brokers out there rely a lot on their back end stuff, where sometimes when things get lost at the back end, they might not know what happened. So learning all that, learning the back end, learning the front end, and learning how to communicate between staff, clients, everything, that really helped. But it was a big grind, man. Like now I'm making decent coin, looking after myself and my family, but I would never thought I'll be at that level. I was like ready to go home, go back to Marrickville, call it a day.
But at least you're now more prepared. You got a bit of an appreciation of having an income now. Would you say it was a bit easier? Like it still would have been tough when you were still trying to get your footing on getting clients signed up with your new business.
Yes.
How was it when you were going through that period compared to when you were an apprentice?
A lot easier.
Yeah. Like budgeting and whatnot.
Budgeting was like,
quite familiar.
Look, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it brings you comfort at least. Right? A lot of people, look, you know, it is true. More money, it is more problems. But at least you're somewhat in comfort, but just understand that what you need to do with your money. Don't be too greedy. If you want to be greedy, then there's always going to be a rainy day that comes, I feel. But from learning from the dark times to setting up the new business now, we were ready to go. It was like, we had all our ducks lined up. Everything needed to work the way we wanted to work. And budgeting wise and stuff like that, I kind of have an idea. Okay, nowadays when I get paid the commission each month, it'll be 15% away for tax because you're self-employed. You have to pay tax after.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then 10% for savings.
Super, you've paid
and
yourself.
And then the super, you pay yourself a super as well.
Oh my God, I forget about that.
Yeah, so when you're self-employed, There's no sick leave, no
You got no
annual leave.
Yes.
There's
I
no,
just realised.
hey, I'm MIA for the next 2 weeks. Please email this for any questions or concerns. There's none of that.
That's a bit of a risk then if you're going on holiday.
I'll bring my laptop on holidays.
That's gonna.
You can ask
scuffed.
if you ever get a chance to ask my missus. It's always we'll go on holidays.
Yeah.
But I'll always bring my laptop with me.
Yeah.
Even though I might work like 2 hours out of the day just on emails, but I just bring it with me just in case I might need it. The laptop's always with me. That me and the laptop are like inseparable, almost. I take that with me all the time.
Yeah.
Even when I go on road trips. Like we'll go on a road trip from Friday to Sunday. I'll bring my backpack laptop just in case. So it's.
What if you make calls if you're overseas?
So because of technology,
VoIP.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got the Teams app.
Yeah.
All goes through Teams. They'll call through our number or my landline number. And then if that's the worst case, then you use your SIM to act just roaming. You
Oh
just
man,
have to use it.
expensive.
That's just the cost of doing business, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, or you can forward it to your Teams call. There's always other ways to move it
it's
around.
amazing.
But my phone's always on. When me and my missus first started dating, she'd always see me on my phone and she hated it. She goes, "Why are you on your phone?" I'm like, "Sorry, I'm working." But I think she finally understood that being self-employed, you don't have that flexibility.
Yeah, to switch
It's
off
good and
after,
bad, right?
after like 5 o'clock.
Like
right.
after 5 o'clock, she packs up her bag, she goes home.
Yeah.
Sweet. After 5, I can switch off, but I'm idling. I'm idling just in case I need to go to, but but of course you want to get to a point where you have more staff that they can do your work and stuff like that. And hopefully eventually that will happen one day.
Was there a point where your missus was the breadwinner and was supporting you?
No, so she met me at my peak. She met me at my good days.
All right, never mind.
On my dark days, it was just me. On the dark days, it was just me, and it's just me and my thoughts. And that's scary.
Yeah.
Because you can get lost in your thoughts a lot of times. But when she met me, I was like, we met each other just after COVID. So it was kind of like quiet because no one's really buying.
Yeah.
And the world was different.
Yeah.
So I could talk to her and stuff like that. And then when COVID was over, we got really busy and I would work like 8 to 9. And then, but it was just the things had to be done.
8 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Yeah, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Not 1 hour. Shoot. Yeah.
So she was like, "Why are you still working?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Because people signed a contract and there's a time frame now for people to get approved."
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it was hard for the first few months, and then now she's like, kind of understands that if he needs to jump online, then he'll just jump online.
I know you said you're budgeting when money comes in, but do you also have to budget for the off chance that they'll do the clawback?
Mm-hmm. Every day, every month when you get paid, it's like, so when we get paid, I'll leave that money in their account there just in case.
And then what? You don't touch it for like 18 months?
I'll spend X amount to pay the bills and expenses, but I'll still leave X amount in there. And then when that clawback comes in, so they don't take it out from your bank account. It just takes out from your invoice.
It's invoiced, yeah. And then you
so
pay
for
it back.
example, you get paid 10 and the clawback is 6, you just get paid 4.
Yes, there's a difference.
But you do have to save that money for a rainy day because you projected you're going to get paid 10 grand this month. But really you're like, oh, it's only 2 because of the clawback. So you get paid 2 grand that month. So your budgeting changes.
Yeah, so your income would fluctuate a lot then.
Yeah, like
every
each
financial
month
year.
is not. Luckily, look, knock on wood, knock on your couch. But hasn't been any major clawbacks.
Yeah,
which is amazing. But I remember the one year I had clawbacks back to back to back. It was 3 months in a row.
Yeah,
where I projected like, oh man, I'm gonna get paid X amount and I can budget and save, and then 2 clawbacks happened. I was getting paid like 2 grand that month.
but do you know why they were doing it? Is it just
I knew when I wrote the deal it was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to be on that particular month. Right, because usually like if it's scattered then it's okay.
Yeah,
because like the money will just kind of like even itself.
out,
yeah, but it happened. 2 clawbacks happened that same month. So when I got paid, it wasn't paid. It was just like, here's $500 for the month, and that was it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you earlier. It can be very cutthroat like that.
You just have to budget for that whole month.
Yeah, like you have just to cop it on the chin.
Yeah.
And it's just part of doing business.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right. We've got a few other questions as well that I want to know personally, because I am going to be looking for a broker eventually.
Yeah.
Quite soon. So we covered how you got started, and then when you got your first deal after a year.
Yes.
That was actually, does that mean you weren't getting paid for a year?
I was getting paid $500 a week.
Still.
And then when I wrote my deal there, that was like my commission, my first commission I got paid, yeah.
And then it snowballed into
more other stuff that when eventually they let me start taking on leads and stuff at work.
Oh, leads.
Yes.
How do you find that?
So the business was called Map Home Loans. So they did a lot of expats and temporary visas.
Yeah.
So expats is for Aussies who want to buy back in Australia but live and work abroad. And then temporary visa was like people who are on like a student visa or a spousal visa want to buy a property in Australia. So that was kind of the niche that we had. So there was a lot of, luckily they did a lot of marketing on their side.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, so they did a lot of SEOs, which is quite expensive, Google AdWords and stuff like that. And they had a lot of leads coming, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I did my first call, they recorded it, and then they picked it apart afterwards. So it was not fun, but yeah, I was lucky enough to take on, it went from cold leads to warm leads, and then that's how they all snowballed into.
What differentiates a good broker from a bad one? Because there's so many out there. You got those 20 in John Street.
Yes.
How do you know what to go for?
I think a broker usually should not ask you about what rate you want. It should be what are your goals and what you want to do.
I mean, obviously the rate you want is the cheapest.
Yeah. And then if you go the cheapest rate, you go, well, I can offer you the cheapest rate. But what do you want to do after you buy the house? What's the goals? That's where you start digging and understanding the client more.
We may as well just do a consultation right now. I want to live in my house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, like for example, they're talking, you want to buy the first house, right? And let's say you want to buy in Leppington, for example. After you buy the house, what is it? Family? You want to venture more on your podcast?
Just live in it.
Yeah, if you want to live in it, then let's just get you the best rate, because then that would just minimize your cash flow.
Yeah.
Because cash is king, right? Now, the next step is you say you want to minimize or live the way you want to do, but are you going to start a family or?
Probably not.
Probably not?
Probably not.
Awesome. Then don't
know yet, actually, but
let's say no. Let's say no.
Yeah.
Then why are you buying such a big house?
I like
Tell
space.
me more.
I like the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's where like you start asking questions.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was scared to ask confronting questions. But as you do it more, you just ask them the questions because you just want to know.
Yeah.
And people ask you why you want to go. I just want to understand what you're thinking so I can structure the loan or how I would like to structure the loan for you.
Yeah.
So that whatever you want to do in the future, it just helps you move from A to B a lot easier.
But isn't the best option to get the lowest rate for anyone, really?
Yes and no. Because sometimes people just want an approval, right? Because sometimes people are stuck in a situation where they know they can't get the cheapest rate.
Is it because of like deposit amount and whatnot?
Deposit amount, their income is different. For example, if you're on casual, you need to be on 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
So there's banks out there that do 3 months. So you know that you're not going to get the best rate, but you can get an approval.
Oh, that makes sense.
What is your goal? What is the dream? For some people, their dream is, I just want to buy an investment property.
Yeah.
And they don't mind the high interest rate because the high interest rate help them with the tax benefit stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Negative gearing, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas people want the cheapest rate will go because I just want to lower my repayments.
Yeah.
Then you go, well, if you want to lower your repayments, then have you think about variable, fixed, offset account.
Offset, yeah.
All that type of stuff.
All that all the time.
Yes. So then, yeah, rates is important. Don't get me wrong. But then for some people, rates is not always as important. Sometimes they just want an approval done in a week. And then we'll figure out it later.
Yeah.
And then some people go, I want a bank that will not, like for example, if you want to buy under a trust, there are some banks that will accept the trust. And then the next bank you buy, they won't look at that debt. That means you got more borrowing capacity. So you might get the cheapest rate, but you can't borrow another 600.
Yeah.
But you might get a decent rate where you can borrow another 600.
So it gets more complicated just depending on the situation.
Yeah, so everyone's situation is different. Like if you always, that's why, that's like I said to you earlier, if you go to someone right off the bat and they're always going to ask you what's the cheapest rate you can offer, I wouldn't usually tell them this is the best rate. And they'll go, oh, CBA is offering me this. I'm like, well, why didn't you take it with CBA? Why are you coming to me for? Right? We wouldn't be having this conversation if you had a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
And they'll go, oh. And I used to hate awkward silence. But what they teach you in calls and sales is there's nothing wrong with awkward silence. Just let them just hold that silent.
And they'll talk. Yeah.
And then they will talk and understand and then maybe explain to you X, Y, Z, whatever it is. But it's also the point of you want a cheap rate. You got the cheapest rate out there. So why have you come to me for?
I don't know, maybe there's another option.
Yeah, and you usually tell them, and I'll be like, look, bank ABC is giving you 4%.
Yeah.
You can take it. It's up to you. They go, oh, but this guy offered me 3.9, but you just told me that another bank gave you 4% as well. So you can't go to a client, hey, you're lying.
Yeah.
But you go, something's not adding up here.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what happened? And then sometimes, I'm sure when you settle in your house, you'll go to barbecues. Oh, what bank are you with? Each bank is always going to be different. And from what we do is we try to explain to you why we're offering you this bank. Our company, I would say to you, we can offer you the cheapest rate, but we come from understanding your situation and giving you a solution. Because my business partners in our business is we've kind of picked a little niche where it's kind of on the temporary visa side as well as the expats. So that's kind of our niche in the market that we deal with. And we do your normal mum and dads and everyone else. But cheapest interest rate is not always the option that you need sometimes.
Yeah. So based on your answer, you would say to know whether a broker is working in your best interest is they'd ask more questions?
Yes.
They dig deeper.
Dig deeper, and I'm giving you a lot of explanation with the concept of how a loan works. Because you would want to understand it. If you don't understand it, that means I'm not doing my job.
So it sounds like there's no downside to going to a broker because it doesn't cost you anything, rather than me going to CBA. And
no, there's no cost. I know that some brokers out there charge a fee for the client because of the clawback.
Yeah.
But there's no fee to go to a broker.
So there's no downside. You're saying
no negative downside. Yeah, the downside is you might deal with a bad broker. That's the only downside.
Yeah, you could get a bad. But
you could get a bad broker, but there's no negative downside going to a broker because they would usually have your best interests.
Yeah.
He or she might try to get the best solution for you. And it just comes down to if you want to work with that person or not.
Well, this is good info, advice to people that might be purchasing their first home. Also, because of the new 5% first-time buyer scheme. Have you noticed an uptick of clients?
Yeah, we've been busy because of that.
Oh, yeah.
Too busy. But good way, yes, it allows people to get into the market. Yeah. Negative is the price has gone up.
Yeah, which we saw.
Yeah, the one thing that people need to understand as well with that 5% scheme is it's only if you have a 5% deposit only. So if you buy a house and that deposit is $50,000, that's just the 5%.
Yeah,
and the bank sees you have 100,000. You are allowed to get that loan, but you have to use your $100,000 as well. So if you read the T's and C's in that fact sheet, it's only if you have more money, then they want you to use more money towards the deposit.
Oh.
So if that 5% deposit is only $50,000 and you got $50,000, awesome. But if you got more money and they see you have more money, they will want you to add more.
Just as a security buffer? Or what?
No, just because it's only for people who struggle to get into the market.
Ah.
So if you read the T's and C's there, it will say like, for example, like 5%. But if you, because I only got triggered this when I did it for my client without knowing. So for example, she needed She needed $30,000.
Yeah,
that was her 5%. She bought a small apartment. She had $80,000 in her savings account.
Yeah,
we went, we want to apply for this 5%. The bank goes, we ticked all the boxes.
Yeah,
but they go, because she has more money, we would like her to use more towards the deposit for her house.
That sucks if you want to have like some security buffer. Yeah,
they give you like 10 grand security offer, like buffer. But if you have more, and I was trying to mitigate this, like, she wants to have a real safe buffer because she's a real cautious person.
Yeah, okay.
And they go, sorry, this is not how it works.
And so they just didn't give it?
No.
Okay. What do you do with that then?
So she had to put more deposit towards the house.
But not necessarily the worst thing because it does reduce the repayments. Yes. But obviously if you want some...
So people, if you look at it,
emergency fund,
read the terms and conditions. It's not always 5%.
No one wants to read that.
Yeah. We never read the fine print. But have a look at it, because it does say that in the fact sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
And then people get into a shock because they just think, oh, but the government says 5%. Because the scheme works in two ways. You got the government that's funding it or helping, and you got the bank that's giving you the loan. Now, who has more control? The bank, because they're giving you the money to buy the house. That's all that is.
They call the shots.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything against that. What are some of the biggest mistakes you see first home buyers making?
Buying with emotion.
Emotion.
Don't ever buy with emotion.
Is this like for auctions? They go
Go to
over
auctions,
budget?
or when you talk to an agent or anyone, and they see you like invested.
Yeah.
And from an agent's point of view, and every agent can have a look at it, but it's kind of like, yeah, the negotiation buffering isn't strong.
Yeah.
Because they see that she really wants this house, or he really wants this house. So if you're a first home buyer, don't be too emotionally invested. Number two there is, make sure that you're going to get this loan that you're not going to be compromising a lot. Unless you really want it.
From what I've heard, because you can borrow, let's say you get a pre-approval for 1 mil, you don't want to maximize
exactly right.
the amount you can borrow, because you just
don't go too hard.
Yeah.
Keep it within your budget or whatever the monthly repayment is comfortable with you, because that's how much is going to come out of your bank account every single month. And
the rule's like 35 or something percent, like that, 30%.
Exactly right. So it's all about lifestyle and being comfortable with what you're paying.
Yeah.
Where, when you go from 0 bills to $4,000 a month, you're like, damn, this is a shock.
Yeah. Mine's just like my car, my insurance.
Yeah, and then you got council rates, you got insurances, you got home and content insurance, and then and you got internet bills because you want fast internet.
Yeah.
You got electricity bills, water bills, and you're like, and then once you start understanding your bills, then you can kind of budget a bit better.
Yeah.
Because you go, okay, I should not keep the light on. That's why our parents used to complain, why's the light on? Why's always the light on?
Maximize.
Yeah, like, why are you taking the shower too long?
Yeah.
You eventually understand that as you kind of buy your own place.
Yeah.
But it's always, yes, it is nice to have the $1.2 million house. But are you comfortable in making those repayments every single month?
It's going to take a while for the amount to go down.
The first 5 years is all interest.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So
that balance of 1 mil stays like $999,780.
Yeah.
Like, it just drops really, really slow.
Yeah.
So don't think of it that it's going to come off quickly, because the loan is 30 years. That's 30 years. Remember that. You have to continue working for 30 years or somewhat afford your repayments.
Was it always 30? I feel like 20 was the norm before.
I'm not sure before, but 30 has always been, I've heard, is the norm.
Okay.
There's some banks that offer you 40 as well.
Oh, not 40, please.
You're just dragging it longer.
Yeah.
And then it's tough, because what if something happens?
Yeah. Lose your job.
Yeah. And the word mortgage, I think my cousin told me, in Latin means till death.
What? Actually?
Please fact check me. But it's, as you can see, why has it used the word till death? Because if you think about it, these days, our parents work so hard to pay off their home loan, and by their home loans done, they're like, oh, they can't do much anymore because they work so hard to pay off their house.
Yeah, they're like old, 60, 70.
Yeah, so enjoy the lifestyle while you can, but don't dig yourself in a big mortgage unless you don't need it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, don't always trust the real estate agent.
Yeah. Look, what is it? An honest agent is like an honest politician.
Don't exist.
That doesn't exist. But look, there are some good agents out there.
Any recommendations?
Sorry?
Can you provide recommendations or no?
I do. I've got a friend of mine who's an agent, and I would
conflict
vouch.
of interest, kind of, because he's your mate.
I'll send my client to him, and they do what they do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get involved with the negotiation or whatever, how their structure the fees are.
Yeah.
Because client will always ask us, you have a solicitor that you can recommend,
true.
An agent you can recommend, a buyer's agent we can recommend. We do, but we don't know how much they charge the client.
But you just know them based on just personal...
Based on just working relationship.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to plug them, they'll be in the description.
Thank you.
Below, if you would want to pop that in there. And I do see a lot of... I went through the whole motions of looking for the first home, where it was like, it'd be nice to not move too far. Be nice to have some land and the house by itself, a driveway and whatever.
Did you have the FOMO feeling?
In terms of like what, being too far from Cabra?
Yeah.
A little bit, because I feel like there's just so many options here to eat. I'm very comfortable where I am. There's you can't go wrong with obviously the food nearby, and very accessible with public transport. So then you just look at the go to realestate.com and it's like, okay, well let's squash that dream. That's not going to happen.
Cabra is so expensive.
Yeah,
I don't know how people afford it, to be honest.
So when I told my parents I was going to buy a place like past Campbelltown, they were like, "Why don't you just buy closer?" What do you mean buy closer? Just buy closer. You got an extra 600 grand?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Like,
killed me.
Like, our old house in Cabra is 1 point something, like 1.6, for example.
Yeah.
But then you're either knocking it down and
rebuild,
rebuilding,
cost another 400,
600,000, whatever the case. How nice you want the house to be, and if you're doing a full reno, that's like another $300,000. So you might as well build a new house.
Yeah.
And then that takes time out, because remember the building cost takes about 12 months, and then during that build is where you're going to live. You can live at home. If you live at home, awesome, no rent. But you're still renting. You got your rent to pay, your mortgage to pay.
Oh man, it's so rough.
It's rough, man. I'm telling you, like, I feel sorry for the younger generation who want to get ahead.
Yeah. The
only way to buy is just you got to go buy further out or not in Sydney to be in the property game. So yeah, like you said, like Cabra's, if you lived here all your life, it's great. It ticks all the boxes.
Yeah. Food,
friends nearby, families nearby. You're only a train away from whatever you need to go to. But then, how do I afford it?
Just earn more money.
Yeah, how do I afford it is the problem, right? So that's
just get a better job.
Yeah, that's the difference, man. But it's very tough.
Yeah.
For younger people, even me, like getting into the property market. Like I just bought my first one when I was age of 33.
Yeah.
Like I wish I bought earlier. We'll be laughing now, but it takes time because you have to understand are you really for that commitment? It's not like a gym contract, I signed for 12 months.
I'll cancel afterwards.
Yeah, I'll cancel afterwards. There's ways to get out of it.
Yeah.
But for a mortgage, the only way to get out of it is you sell your house.
Yeah. It's a lifelong commitment.
Yeah, till death. Till death.
And then I made all these compromises like, maybe I don't need the 2-story house, or maybe I should just settle for a single garage instead of a double garage. But eventually we found something that was like probably 85, 90% there.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, we're going to have to cut some things out.
Like I said, you have to find the 80, 90 where you go, it ticks all the boxes.
Most
and the rest is like, okay, I just have to compromise.
Live without them.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, are you going with a 2-story, 1-story?
Yeah. And
then you go, okay, 2 stories too much. I go for 1 story. And then, like, from a house, because my cousin's a builder, you just see that when he goes to build places, like, people want everything. But when they go, the cost of it, they go, oh, we'll just take that back. We'll take this back. Like, even my clients, like, even a builder, usually, I'm not sure what the price, but they will charge, like, when you go through the project homes, an extra PowerPoint could be like $100 to $150.
Yeah. We're doing all that. All the, like, you got a domain and all that. Yeah. It's all DLCs, man. You got to pay extra for all these little things.
All variations. A lot of variations involved. And that's why you always had it. Look, people think I always tell them, I'm like, when you're doing construction loans, especially, borrow as much as you can.
Yeah.
Right? Just because you want to have the cash buffer in case you want to do something for the renovations or add more to the build to make your house a home.
Yeah.
Because, we had a client that built their house and they did the soil testing. And once they started digging, there was a big rock there that cost them another 5-10 grand to get the rock out.
Yeah, no, they put that in the contract as well.
Yeah.
Where there's construction issues that can arise and you have to pay a bit extra.
Yes.
And get rid of stuff.
Yeah, so that's why you want to have cash with a buffer just in case you might need it for that rainy day.
Yeah. What's the toughest deal you've had to put together?
Toughest deal I had to put together was this guy, old client. He was a real estate agent. He had his house under his personal name, a company name, and a trust name.
What? 3 different entities?
Yeah. And there was income coming from his PAYG job.
Yeah.
His rent roll.
Yeah.
Agents, you can buy a rent roll. You get returns from that.
Okay.
And then he had income coming from his different entity that he was using as well. So it was the biggest mind map that took me a week just to understand where his income was all coming from.
That's so confusing.
As agent, he's on PAYG, which is
Yeah.
base salary, plus he was earning commission.
Yeah.
So banks have a thing where you can use X amount of commission depending which bank.
Oh.
And then his trust had money coming in from warehouse rent. He had the houses he was renting out he had a townhouse, a block of 3.
Yeah, yeah.
There was money coming from there, and then on the trust there was his mum and his nieces and nephews.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was, it took me a week.
So it gets really complicated with all
That
all
was
the
the most
setup,
complicated deal. We got it done, which was awesome, but that took just a week to understand
Just
where
understand
all the income was coming from.
And it's not a solid income either. Like it's not the same amount every year.
No, because he's on commission as well, right? So there's one year he was on, like, for example, he had like 100, and then he was on 130, and then he's projected to earn 150 this year. So sometimes you could even use projected rent income that he was making.
So how do they know what to give you to borrow when your salary's so varied?
That's why there's a lot of paperwork you have to ask, like tax returns, your commission. He was giving me commission pay slips because his commission pay slip was separate to his PAYG pay slips. So
there's more complication.
just for him to send over the documents was a head doer, and then us to sit there and open every single document.
Yeah.
And I got 2 screens set up, and I was opening it, to the point where I just printed it out, highlighted it in different colors, and then started noting it down. It was the best way to do that. It was 2 people, me and my cousin at that time. We were going through it. He would do his check, then I'll do my check, then we'll stick it together and do the checks for the final checks.
Yeah, yeah. So
And that was the biggest head deal. It took a week. And that deal took like 6 months to get approved.
But was it worth it in the end?
Yeah, definitely worth it. We got him a better rate. He wanted a better rate, so we got him a better rate.
Nice.
But it was a very hard
Took
deal
a long
to do.
time. Yeah. Does buy now, pay later, like afterpay and what's the other one? Zip pay.
Zip pay.
Does that affect borrowing power? Comes up a lot.
Yes, it does. It's kind of like getting a credit card that affects your borrowing power. People always talk about what your credit score is in Australia. That doesn't.
I should have put this up the whole time. You can't see it now. That's a bit better.
Credit score in Australia isn't as much as it is how it works in America. In Australia, is your borrowing capacity is pretty much what your income is.
Yep.
And what your expenses are. If you have less expenses, more you can borrow. That's all that is.
Yeah.
So don't worry. As long as you pay your bills in time, you're good to go.
So don't worry too much.
Don't worry too much about it. Like there's always banks out there that can help you. It's not even they charge you a more expensive rate. It's just they were willing to help you. It's just that they don't look at your credit score. They just look at your portfolio.
Yeah, because I've used Afterpay very sparingly, only when there's those Afterpay deals where it's like you have to use Afterpay to get like 15% off this thing. And I just pay it off straight away anyway.
Yes.
So I'm like hoping it's not a mark against me because I've used it before.
As long as you paid on time, you're good. Like, because nowadays the bank's system's triggered. The minute you get a missed repayment or you're late on something, it's automatically triggered on your credit file.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, pay your bills on time.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
What about credit card churning? I'm big into that.
Credit card churning is good, but when you're ready to buy and you need to close it, just be ready to close it.
Yeah,
because it has an impact on your borrowing capacity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So churning, that's fine, no issues at all because you're just working the system.
So they see that and that's
they
fine.
They don't care, to be honest, if you got 10 credit cards.
Yeah, like on my history, it's closed. Yeah, like
but
on my history in the past 2 years.
You open one, close one, open one. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because they only see what you have right here, right now. So for example, they'll open up Tung's credit file. They go, oh, here's an Amex of 20 grand. Okay. If you want to borrow X, we need you to close it or reduce it down, for example, to 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like, cool, easy. It's only when you have a lot and it's still active and there's a lot of missed repayments, that's where the issue stands.
Do you have any advice for people wanting to get into mortgage broking?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it unless you're willing to work hard. It's not an easy industry. You think it's easy, but
because the entry, right?
The entry, or just if you've look, I'm not gonna lie to you. There is money to be made in the industry, right? Yeah. But it's just how hard do you want to work at the start? Because at the start, when you first start, like it's commission only, so you're not gonna get paid. And I don't think there's anyone out there who's willing to take you on as an apprenticeship brand new and pay you and watch you learn. Unless you've got a lucky family, like I was lucky. You might go into a a company as a different type of job in the broking industry, but not as a broker.
Yeah.
Like maybe just putting a file together, whatever it is. But it's cliche, but you just got to be willing to work hard.
It's like any kind of sales gig, right?
And you have to learn broking. There's a lot of components, learning the bank side, learning the broking side, and learning the sales side. The sales side is you can learn, but that just comes through time and not a training. The broking side, same thing, but the hard work, you either have or you don't.
Yeah.
And it's just think about not getting paid for a whole year. That's hard. It's very, very. Some people actually quit their day job and have savings back them and go learn for a whole year. And they'll still write loans here and there, but it's very probably one every 3 months or something.
Yeah.
But they'll quit their job and go do it. That's scary.
It is, yeah. Because you're basically just going all in and hoping that it works out. Or you got to start again.
You're putting all your chips in, starting all over again. And these are people have a family in their careers and they just want to change it. And then some people just go all in. I'm like, are you sure? I always tell them, are you sure you want to do this? Because I'm 33 and I want to get out of it as soon as I can or retire soon. And the people want to do it, but it's interesting about that.
Yeah.
People, you just got to willing to work hard, man. I hate to be cliche, but it's just you have to grind it out. And it's tough.
A lot of people don't want that. Like for me, I like to switch off after 5.
Yeah,
that's my personal preference.
Yeah, my missus is the same. She just doesn't want to take work home, and that's fine. You just have to be comfortable with understanding that. And if you want a less taxing job with mental health stress, then don't be self-employed.
It's a risk versus reward.
Don't run your own business. Yeah, because there is a lot of risk that sometimes you just can't control.
Yeah.
But if you want go do your job, do good at what you do, finish at 5. Go home, enjoy
annual leave, sick leave,
whatever leave there is available, take it all. And if you want to still enjoy going out and stuff like that, then it's not for you yet. You'll know when you're ready to take on that bigger leap. Yeah, and that just comes through time, I think.
Yeah, it's a big commitment. It's basically like any other sales job. A lot of people maybe they prefer, going out to hunt for their food.
Yes,
in that sense. But if that's for you. Maybe you can hit up Michael if you want a loan of whatnot, or maybe advice. Who knows? For the people out there, we'll wrap up. Is there anything?
No. All
you want anything else you want to cover? We missed
nothing at all, man. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure on a Sunday morning yarn. Yeah, it was great. But yeah, I think you've got a great platform for people who work in different industries, and people can share their stuff. And then I think none of us talk a lot about it, and if people want to reach out, I think they can reach out.
Well, let's plug in Michael's stuff. So if you want a mortgage or anything, where can people find you?
At Professional Home Loans, that's our business there.
Yep.
If you need anything, just reach out. I'm happy to network or communicate with people. I've got one student that messaged me here and there what she needs or how she can be better. If I can share that network with people, happy to share that, because I have nothing to lose or gain. It's just more to gain than to lose, actually, because someone's going to be benefiting off what I've been learned and taught.
Yeah, and I'll have his stuff in the description below. So I assume that'll be the website, and also when you email there as well, throw that in.
I'll throw that in as well.
Yeah, all right. So we'll have his email. Is there anyone else? So you got your book as well. Is this for sale or?
No. So if you want it, I can definitely send out a copy. I wrote that during COVID.
So this was your sourdough bread. Other people cooked. You wrote a book.
Yeah. My cousin said he thought it would be a good idea to write. So he goes, well, every broker out there has their own business. You have your own business, but every broker have their own book.
Oh my God, wait, this is good.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
So he helped me write that as well. That took us for COVID. We just dragged it on, and then we just did our own publishing and printing.
I love this.
And then, if anyone wants a copy, just message Tung, or Tung will send that message back to me, or vice versa.
Hit him up on the
and then we'll get one out over to you. Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of the Barefoot Investor, where it's really easy to understand. Yeah. I'm just skimming through it, and it's really broken down.
I've tried to keep it as simple as I can, because I wasn't a great learner. So the more simple the language it is, the more easiest for us to understand. I'm sure when you go to a financial industry or whatever, they throw all these lingos at you.
Yeah.
But sometimes when there's good old plain English, you'll just do the calls.
Does this include? I just flicked through and I got to first home buyers. Does this? I assume it doesn't have the 5% stuff.
No, not yet. If you want an updated version, I got to write more loans to get an updated version for you guys.
Fair enough. All right. Thanks, Michael, for joining me on this episode. If you do want to reach out, have any questions, concerns, comments, you can hit us up at Rice and Mike's Podcast on Instagram or our email riceandmikespodcast@gmail.com. We'll sign off for this episode and we'll catch you guys on the next one. And also, I'll note that during filming this, I'm actually going to Japan in the next 3 days. So you're not going to hear from this episode for probably another month when I release it. So it'll probably be December.
Christmas gift.
Before there'll be a couple episodes coming out. We'll catch you guys then. See ya.
Thank you.